Hello, everybody. This is Alia Jamal, the love coach. I help women unravel unconditional love within themselves. And this is the part two of the series that I started how to deal with non fictional relationship, how to heal through them. The first part was about forgiving yourself. And today we'll be talking about forgiving the other person. The reason, just going to backtrack a little bit, the reason I emphasize or I teach my client to forgive yourself first is because then you're not forgiving the other person from this place of resentment, from this place of that you have to versus you want to. So the energy connection between the two of you is not going to be a healthy one. So once you focus on forgiving yourself, for going through or for saying or for being whatever that has happened in the past, you are forgiving the other person from a place of love and from a place of fullness instead of emptiness. So the second part, which we'll be talking about today, is forgiving the other person. Now, why do we even have to do that? If you look at pretty much all the religion or all the cultures, or as far as we can go back in humanity, we have this concept of forgiving other people, being the better person, being the bigger person. Forgiveness is throughout everywhere you can find a human, there would be a concept of forgiveness. And now, just to explain a little bit at an energetical level why it's so important. So maybe you have heard it before that when we forgive somebody, we don't do it for them. We do it for ourselves. So forgiveness in reality is actually a very selfish act. Now, how it is that? Um, so when two people they have some kind of problem going on, like they're butting heads or whatever you want to call it, they don't really get along or they have done something against each other. So two people that are in conflict, they are maybe not even talking at that point, or they have decided they're never gonna talk to each other. But still, they have this unresolved energy between the two of them, and they both are connected energetically. That's why maybe you have heard that someone got divorced maybe 20 years ago, and even till this day, when the other person name just comes, they have some kind of emotional reaction to it. They feel something inside their body. So that is a sign of unresolved energy. So they have maybe forgiven that person consciously, just like, oh yeah, I forgive you, but not really internalized it or really gone for forgiveness from the depth of their heart. So when two people are still energetically connected, um, then when a person is feeling, let's say person A was the person who was right. If we want to go that way, person B was the one who did something wrong to them. So let's say they are not talking to each other, but today person B is feeling really low. Person A is going to feel the impact because energetically they are connected. Unless person A is such a positive, full of gratitude, full of love person 100% of the time. Now, that's pretty much none of us. We all have our days when we just get sucked into life, into situation, and we are not feeling our 100%. So, those days when they have a grudge or they haven't forgiven somebody fully, they're going to start feeling even lower because the low energy is kind of like traveling towards them. And the same goes on the other side too. So why even be connected with somebody that you're not going to talk again? Or why even have that kind of resentful energetical connection with somebody if you consciously think you have forgiven them and you want to make amends and you want to live a happy, healthy life? So, for that reason, forgiving other people is very important. And when we forgive others, we are actually freeing ourselves. So, if if there is someone in your life, no matter how far back in your past it was, make some time to sit down with yourself and forgive them. And and I'm going to share you with you guys the way I go about it, what I believe in, what I teach my clients to be a very easy, effective way to approach forgiveness. But before we even get that there, I really want to emphasize how if you are doing it, you're benefiting yourself. And I have had people who have, some past where someone did so wrong to them that they feel like that person doesn't even deserve even 1 minute of my time, that I sit down and I do anything to relieve them or release them. I have done it consciously. I am over them and they don't even deserve even 1 minute of my time. It's possible. It's possible those are the emotions you have for someone, but still, if you're feeling like this, that means there are still unresolved emotions. When there is nothing left to resolve, this is how it feels. That person can come in front of you. That person, someone can talk about them. You can see that person right in front of you, and nothing is going to happen in your body. Like there would be nothing churning and getting tight, none of that. You will have zero reaction. You will feel expanded as your natural way of being, and having that person in front of you is not going to make you feel any kind of restraint inside of your body. Now that is the litmus test I use. I recommend that I have learned over the years is the best one to use. So for example, if you are forgiving a friend and then you both live in the same town, and then one day, your friend, you have done the forgiveness and whatnot, one day you both meet in a grocery store and you have this leftover bitterness, that means more work is needed. So get back to it, do deeper work on forgiveness, because forgiveness is a journey. It's not a one day thing, because the more you do it, the more you realize how much more there is to be done. So I hope this inspire you to take some time out of your day, for maybe a month or two, and work on that one relationship, releasing them and truly forgiving them. So the way I recommend is to sit down in a place where no one can disturb you, be completely quiet, take a few deep breaths so you're really in your body and not in your head where you're just justifying how that person does not deserve to be forgiven or whatever reason. Come into your body, take a deep breath, be with it, and then write down what has happened. And if you say that, okay, writing down is very painful, I don't like to write down, that is actually the easiest, fastest, quickest way to get that energy out of you. Because when we are writing, there's something magical is happening when there is a connection between our hand, pen, and paper. I say that we are channeling our soul. We are releasing whatever is inside of us. We are putting that energy out on paper. So write down. Again, I'll recommend you to write down. Some people are like, oh, I just talk it out. But talking it out is completely different um, way of how your body is going to react to it versus when you write it down. So if you are not a big opponent of writing things down, then go for it. If you are a big opponent to writing things down, then I'll tell you something else to do afterwards. So just write down everything that happened, how you're feeling, how it made you feel, and then be thankful. Like write also in that same page, I am thankful this has happened because it has really made me grow as a person, or whatever benefit you can see in it. Sometimes you cannot see any benefit, then just write thank you for this experience, because everything is happening in life for us, not to us. And after that, burn that letter. Don't go back, read it 1,000 times. This is energy you're releasing. Once you read it back, you're just inviting it back into your body. Uh, Fold up that letter, burn it, see it getting burned in front of your eyes. Be very careful. No fires in your home. Go outside, do it in your backyard or wherever you can find easily. Do it there. Now, why it's so important to see it burn? Our subconscious needs to see some kind of proof and evidence that it's done because our subconscious does not know what is real and what we are imagining. But when we have a picture in front of us, that means okay, it's done. Now, for those people who do not feel comfortable writing, and when I say that, you must be very, 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 very resistant to writing, or it makes you very uncomfortable. Not that I ever met somebody like that, but maybe if that's who you are, then just sit with it. I would recommend just take some deep breaths, sit with it, and go back into that incident or event or whatever has happened and let it move through your body with your breath. As you're breathing, imagine if it's coming from up above, it's going to the ground. You're releasing the whole event and the energy into the ground and it's just moving through your body. And while you're moving it through your body, also feel it in your body. It might feel very uncomfortable, but trust me on that, it's not going to last forever. You're moving energy out of your body. And you might start feeling the same kind of anger, sadness, whatever you were feeling in that moment, but it will move through your body. Just be with it, and you will see it will just resolve all of a sudden. And that is the feeling I would ask you to look for is a feeling of openness, a feeling of something just releasing, a feeling of lightness that you would feel. So that's when you know that it's out of your system. But at the same time, same thing with writing it out. Spend at least a month with yourself here and there every few days. Sit down for 10 to 15 minutes, whatever is easy for you, even for 5 minutes, and revisit it and see if there's still some kind of charge left, if your body still has some kind of reaction to whatever has happened. And once you're on the other side, then know that some kind of forgiveness work has been done. And it's a journey. You might be revisiting it after 6 months or a year, but keep working on it. This is like one of the best way you can love yourself is by forgiving others. So that is all, my friends, for this video, and I'll be doing the next part 3, with the next topic in the series. And I love you guys. Bye.